Well, Scott West last year was a bit of a revelation. People were curious as to how champion footballer would translate into coach, and the report card came back. I wish my kids brought report cards like that, and I invest a lot in them. But it was filled with A's, very much like down there at Werribee, and I think supported this year with some heavy recruiting. He joins us now, second year at the helm of the Werribee Tigers. Good evening, Scott.
Good evening, gentlemen.
I remember speaking to you around this time last year, and you were honest that it was a new journey, and you were doing it obviously with your eyes open. I reckon we speak 12 months later, and you must be very comfortable. Just been got a message there. That's from one of your people, by the way. You must be very comfortable in what lies ahead.
Yeah, look, I guess you can never get too comfortable, especially in the coaching caper. But it's certainly 12 months down this path. I feel a lot more satisfied that it is something that I really want to do. And I guess any time you do something for the first time, which I did last year, there's a lot of things that you have to learn. There's a lot of unseen things that you stumble across when you first do it. And I think I got the job late October last year, and the year before, and we had 9 players signed, and even up until Christmas last year, we my first pre-season, I think we only had 12 players signed. So it was a bit of a rude awakening to what the VFL at least management was, and I guess 12 months down the path, I think we put in a really good strategy in regards to the way we went about recruiting, retention, and obviously building and continue building a really healthy relationship with the Kangaroos.
Scotty, a bit like Williamstown, you have recruited strongly. Just off the top of the old bonds, Jared Moore, Meredith, Pendlebury, Marrick, Ross, Clouston. It's a nice list. Jared Moore, he was a team leader at Sydney. What sort of an influence has he had around the place so far?
Well, to show the impact that he's had, we had our leadership group voting through the players last week, and he was in the top 4 voted players, and he had been at minimal sessions pre-Christmas. So I think that just shows the impact that he's had on the players and the playing group, from the guys that have been there for a period of time, for the guys that have just walked in the door. And we made it very clear that we wanted all players to vote, and all players were to be voted for, and or eligible to be voted for. And as I said, he voted in the top 4, and he's probably been, as I said, minimal sessions.
Scott, you may or may not have football's new $1 million colt at your behest this season. Magjack Dore looked like something out of the sale yard when he stepped out for North Melbourne, and he's exciting. He's got what other players don't. You obviously last year needed to work on elements of his game that were less flashy. There probably is still work for you to do?
Well, yeah, there is. There's still work for us to do, and obviously with our relationship with the Kangaroos, I think we work really well in unison, and I think, the focus is that they set him there. We really try and help him game day with those throughout the season. And I think the one thing we all acknowledge about Madge is the fact that, the memorable moments are very memorable. But I think from our point of view, and from, I think, the coaching staff of the Kangaroos, I think it's that more consistency through the games, through the year, that they'd be looking for. I think that's one thing that he got in his game a little bit last year, where he didn't really have to rely on the spectacular things to play well. He really was consistent throughout the game. And, again, he'll build on that this year, and, I think he'll be a better player for it. And obviously stepping up for the NAB Cup for him a couple of weeks ago was a really great experience for him to come up against a really good ruckman like Mark Jamer, just to show him where he needs to be at.
So if a player needs to be taught how to play a game play by play, minute by minute, then having Scott West teach it's you couldn't get better. You could not get better. Scott, it's an exciting year for Werribee. I know it is, because Mark Stone's walking around like a cat that just swallowed a mouse. All the best for the season. We look forward to touching base during the year, and I imagine it's like a couple of clubs we've spoken to tonight. it's going for gold.
Yeah, look, we're really excited about the season. We've had the one practice match. We continue to build a really good relationship with the Kangaroos, and we continue to build a really strong Werribee Football Club. And, I heard you guys, thank Journo for promoting the game just before I got on. But, you guys should be really proud of the way you support the VFL footy. It's a really good competition. And I think it's only going to be a lot stronger this year. We see the number of players that have come back to VFL wanting another opportunity to play AFL. So they're only going to put their best foot forward. And it should be a really great standard of footy, and one I'm really looking forward to being involved in.
Well, to ignore the VFL would be, akin to not being interested in 2-year-old races if you're a form analyst, because it is now a breeding ground, if not nursery. It's not a second chance. It's just where some footballers are going to become future champions. Thanks for joining us, Scott. All the best with the Tigers.
Thanks, guys.